decks, patio heaters, foam sealants, peak antifreeze and coolant, pruners, bow and folding saws, multi-service waterproofing sealants, and rat and mice killers. Get the low prices you want at the hometown service you deserve at Harris Ace Hardware on West Cherry Street in Jesup, also in Eulonia, and on Highway 84 West in Hinesville.
It's time now for a look at the latest in local sports. In sports, the College National Championship game is set for Atlanta on Monday night, January the 8th at the Mercedes Dome. That game features two SEC teams, Georgia and Alabama. They didn't meet during the regular season, but both lost to Auburn during the regular season, but Georgia beat Auburn in the SEC title game. Tickets for the game, outrageous, going for as much as $2,000 each. Those are the nosebleed seats. One person has a luxury box seat, selling it to anyone who wants to pay him $94,000. Again, Georgia and Bama set to meet Monday. Vegas oddsmakers have Bama favored by 4 points in the game. Nick Saban facing off against his former defense coordinator Kirby Smart. Together they won a couple of national titles at Alabama. Saban looking for his 6th overall national championship. He has 4 at Bama, 1 at LSU, considered by all experts to be the best collegiate coach in the game. No dispute here. In his career, he's faced his pupils who have gone on to become head coaches 11 times during his career. His record at 11-0 with an average margin of victory 30 points or more. Kirby has a lot of respect for Saban, but storylines are coming out this week that their relationship a little strained. Keep in mind, Georgia's quarterback Jake Fromm was committed to go to Alabama to play for the Tide when Kirby got the job. Kirby got Jake Fromm to flip from Alabama to Georgia. Also, this current recruiting class, Georgia projected to have the number 1 recruiting class in the nation, not Alabama. So reports are that Saban and Kirby not as friendly these days as it should. It should make for an interesting week, interesting game. Kirby looking to be the first pupil of Saban to hand him a defeat on the big stage. But Georgia will have their hands full with that defense of Alabama. Most of their starters are back and healthy. They just didn't beat Clemson. They whipped Clemson, who came in as the number 1 team in the country. Last time Georgia and Bama played was for the SEC title game a few years ago. That was that play where Georgia opted to run a last-second play instead of downing and clocking the ball and set up for a final play. Bama went on to win the game, intercepted the pass in the end zone, and Bama went on to win a national title. Georgia has won a national title since Herschel Walker back in 1980 when they defeated Notre Dame in New Orleans 17-10. Cost that ticket back in 1980 a mere $17. Today, the asking price over $2,000 is sitting in the upper deck. Shows you how big college football has become. College coaches in many states, the most recognizable person in the state, making more money than college presidents, but they bring in more money than college presidents. The game just days away. Excitement continues to build towards Alabama, Georgia. Saban against Smart. Georgia's running game against Alabama's run defense. Jalen Hurts against Georgia's defense. AM 1370 Fox Sports analyzing and discussing the game 24/7 this week with Dan Patrick, Jim Rome, Rich Eisen, just to name a few. So check it out. Again, we'll continue to have reports about the game all this week here on local sports. Meanwhile, it's a wild card weekend in the NFL. Both the Falcons and the Jaguars are in action this weekend. Falcons on the road Saturday night in the second game of the day. They'll be out in Los Angeles taking on the Rams and Todd Gurley, who's had an MVP-type season. Todd Gurley helped many people win their fantasy football leagues, and most of those people are returning the favor, and they're giving back to Todd Gurley's favorite charity, the March of Dimes. Game time Saturday night, 8:15. Falcons pregame coverage here on Big Dog Country gets underway at 6. And the first game Saturday will be the AFC game between Tennessee and Kansas City at Kansas City. That game kicks off around 4:30 Saturday afternoon. Then on Sunday at 1, Jacksonville at home taking on the Buffalo Bills. It's the first home playoff game for Jacksonville since 1999. It's a sold-out game. They're selling some standing room-only tickets for the contest. We'll have that game on Big Dog Country FM 105 on Sunday afternoon. Pregame will get underway at 12. Also Sunday at 4, it'll be Carolina at New Orleans. 4 teams get buys this week. The top 2 seeds in the NFC and AFC. In the AFC, it's New England and Pittsburgh. In the NFC, it's Philadelphia and Minnesota. Super Bowl the first Sunday in February at Minneapolis, Minnesota. Halftime entertainment, Justin Timberlake. Predictions on the weekend's game set for this Friday here on our local sportscast. One final sport note, basketball action returns this Friday as Statesboro comes to town for the first region games of the season. The varsity girls game will get underway at 6 o'clock. The varsity boys game gets underway at 7:30. And it's the only game this weekend, Wayne County Statesboro here on Friday at the Benny Ratliff Arena. And that's going to do it for latest in local sports. Sports is brought to you each and every day at this time by friends at